Hey everyone, this is Anik from Click and Fish. Trying to do an update again. I know it's been a while, so hopefully this kind of satisfies you guys. A lot of you guys been waiting for it. I know I wasn't, but anyway. The tank you're looking at right now is the Crystal Red tank. I just fed these guys so you can actually see what I have. So just compared to how much I used to have in this tank, I mean, I don't have nearly enough. Only have very few in here. Probably a couple of, not even 100, close to like 50 or something. Been selling a lot of the Crystal Reds, so that's why we're low. And the tank next to it is a low grade cherry tank. You know, a lot of people, when they think about cherries, think about low grade, and this is the tank, or this is the color you normally get. The people that have been keeping cherries also know that there's quite a few varieties of cherries. You have your regular cherries, which are the colorless, and then you have the Sakura, then you have the Fire Red, then you have the Painted Fire Red. So there's like 4 variations, I believe. Nothing fancy. This thing is just a 10-gallon with just random plants in here. I mean, you can see the amount of plants I have. If you don't like duckweeds, well, boy, I got news for you. Duckweed and duckweed. I personally don't like duckweed, but I mean, I also keep goldfish, so it's a great food. I mean, I don't feed anything to my goldfish besides duckweed, so this works out, okay? Plus, they're actually a great nutrient absorber. I just want to look at these guys again. Alright, to the third tank. This tank needs to be redone. I haven't gotten around to it, but we'll definitely get to it and get that tank changed. This used to be our old Blue Dream tank, but it's not anymore. And the ones that are here are mostly dark. You can kind of see some. I don't know how well the quality is. There's some babies in here still. This tank is really filthy. I mean, just look at all the poop. Ugh. You. There we go. So I just fed these guys. So they're coming out. Coming out way more. Blue Ram's Horn. Yay! If you like Blue Ram's Horn. Tank next to it is a cherry tank. Now, for those who keep cherries, I don't know if you guys know, but these guys will actually get way more colorful if you keep them in a darker substrate because they try to blend in with their environment. So it's very important. To keep a dark substrate, otherwise they will lose their color. Because we have about 9 or 10 tanks of cherries. There's different grades everywhere, and the most colorful ones I've seen are from the tanks that have darker substrate. This particular one we're using, I believe, blasting sand. At first I heard bad things about it, but lately I've been doing a little bit more research, and a lot of people actually use this for plant tanks and stuff. I personally don't like the look of it because it's not fully dark. It has some other random colors in it. It just looks ugly. At least to me, it looks ugly. Top, it has we love doing plants, obviously. It's supposed to do plants with shrimp. Floating plants work great, hornwort, anything. A lot of people I know, they use like ferns, buces, and stuff like that. So you can do quite a few different type of plants. Oh, also I have some rabbit snail. These are locally raised. So that's always a great. On to the next tank. This tank has supposed to be Blue Star, but I don't know. Either we have to call them, or I never seen a shrimp like this before, so you can understand why. I don't know. Maybe they used a funny name to sell, because a lot of the times vendors will do that. But I'm not a huge fan of these guys. They're not very colorful. I mean, they look cool, but not that cool. So let's show you the whole tank. Excuse me if I'm bad at talking, camera work. I'm still learning. This is like my second time. I did do video a few times before, but I had to ended up getting rid of the camera, so I lost all my videos. So hopefully this video is going to be uploaded so you can actually see what's going on. I know it's been a while. So duckweed, lots of duckweed. On to the next tank. This tank we have Orange Riley. Again, you know, like with the darker substrate, these guys look way, way better. When we got the group, I mean, they were amazing looking, but now the color kind of faded on these guys, so we were working on changing a lot of the substrate to darker substrate, so we can see if they will get their color back, and I'm pretty sure they will. because these guys are really nice. Nothing fancy about this tank. They're breeding, they're doing great. I haven't had any issues. I haven't been keeping up, so I'm not sure they're breeding, but there seems to be tons of babies in here, so I'm guessing they're breeding, but you know, what do I know? The next tank is Black Carbon. This is a tank where we had an egg tumbler, where we yeah, I need to get I definitely need to work on getting some kind of stand so it doesn't shake, because I know I'm not the best cameraman. Alright, hopefully this is better. Okay, Black Carbon. It's supposed to be Black Carbon. There's only a few here. A baby swimming. Nothing fancy in this tank, just some subwashing tank. This tank doesn't even have enough substrate and hornwort. Lots of hornwort. Lots of hornwort, guys. Now on to the next tank. This tank is, I actually like these guys. These are orange pumpkin. Lots of glare. How do I get rid of the glare? Different angle. Okay, much better. There we go. So there you go. Fed them, what is it, Shrimp King food. This is a decent food. Shrimp go crazy for it. And you can see they're munching on him. I have a big moss here, or big, I don't know, big clump of moss, you can say. Or moss is just going crazy. I don't know what kind of moss this is. If anyone want to identify, that'd be great. I think this was Taiwan moss. I'm not really sure. Oh, excuse the watermarks. This is disgusting. But they're breeding in here. You can see if you look very closely, there are some baby ones. And if you look in the back, also a few baby ones right there. So, a lot of floating plants. I love floating plants. I mean, it's easy to keep. They do a good job taking nutrient out of the water. It helps the shrimp. It gives the shrimp more place to graze, so it's always a plus for us. Next tank, this tank, the way we made the stand, this tank actually is covered by the 2x4s, but you can still see the shrimp. I fed them in a spot where they actually come out. This is the only Blue Dream tank we have in the back. This colony needs a little bit of work. We are trying to get the colony, you know, fixed. Obviously, it takes about a couple of generation, at least 4 to 5 generation, if you want to be on the safe side, 6 or 7 generation. These guys only had 2 generations, not even 2, over 1, yeah, 2 generations I would say. So it hasn't been that long. So definitely need more work. You can see the tank, a lot of floating plants, hornwort. I mean, this stuff, guys, it's great. Okay, you should put it in all your tanks if you want to grow some shrimp. Always have plants in there. I know a lot of people like clean look. I'm one of them, because if their colony is dying or something happens and your tank is very crowded with the moss and plants, you won't be able to see it very well. So that's why I try to keep it as clean as possible so I can see what's going on. And that's just my opinion and my perspective of planting. But plant is definitely a must in all shrimp tank. It's most people say, oh, you got to keep moss. I beg to differ. I've kept tanks with just subwater tanks, so moss definitely helps. What am I pointing at? Moss definitely helps, but it's not needed. Now there's other things you can do, different kinds of moss. Subwater tank, you can do Riccia. There's all sorts of stuff you can do. Hornwort is great too. I mean, plants is always good. Enough ranting. On to the next tank. This is supposed to be a Carbon Riley tank. You can kind of see have a big mystery snail in there eating. This colony needs a little bit of work. I know, but I take that back. It needs a lot of work. I mean, when I say a lot of work, I mean probably 3-4 generations of selective breeding. Most of the times when people get new, they're like, storing all this random stuff. It's because your line needs more work, and if you're just getting from anybody, then that's what you're gonna get, probably just crap. So you just have to get it from a good person, someone who's been breeding it for a while, or someone you know. But I mean, I actually like the carbons. Black carbons, not as much as I like my cardinas. I'll show you some cool stuff we got that I haven't shown you guys just yet. This is a yellow tank, yellow golden. can't speak. Excuse me, guys. This is 24 karat yellow. Supposed to be 24 karat yellow, but that's not. There's only a few that are like that. I can't get them to zoom. Okay, there's a watermark there. That's why. But this colony, I don't know what's going on. I saw them breed at one point. Now I don't see them I don't see any babies or anything. But they're doing okay. I don't see any deaths or anything. So they've stabilized here. I'm guessing they just need to start breeding again. Oh, do I see a settled female? Maybe. No, that's just me. Okay. Excuse me if I'm moving the camera a lot. Got a new phone, and I don't know if I like it or not. I'm not sure. Show you something cool little crayfish. Whoop. Yeah, these guys are cool. Put two in here. I have some random guppies in here. Most people say you can't keep fish with crayfish. Yeah, a lot of the times, when you read stuff online, if you haven't done it yourself, you're just regurgitating what others said. So it's good to test theories. Okay, so I'm gonna start from the bottom because there's all the other tanks I have. I have crayfish in the tank next to it. I'm just redoing it, so I can't show you that. This tank is going to be redone, so will this. The left tank you're seeing right now, it's in a corner. I can't even get in there. I have some white tuxedo guppies. There's tons of babies in there, but the tank, I'm going to break it down, and it's going to be a shrimp tank. So yeah, that's nothing much to show you about guppies. This is a feeder guppy colony we had. A lot of people want a feeder from us, so we just ended up getting some. And need to just get rid of these guys. Really, just taking up space, not doing anything. On to the next tank. This tank I have some locally raised CPD and some locally raised cherries. For those who are local, we do buy shrimp from our customers and even fish that you breed. So if you breed shrimp or into shrimp or would like to get into shrimp, it'll be it's a good incentive for you to breed stuff because we always buy. It's always good to buy stuff from local people anyway. It gives them motivation and it helps us out. The base fish you see are CPDs. I didn't have any place to put them in. They're kind of small, so I put them in here. So yeah, and I have some convicts in here. These guys are hungry. I can't even see them. Look at the amount of moss I have in here. But I have quite a few in there. And the tank next to it is empty. There used to be a crayfish in here, but that one is given or sold, I believe. Anyway, this is excuse me. This tank is in the bottom, so I have to kneel. Is this dirty or the glass? What's going on over here? The glass is filthy. Excuse me. Okay, enough shaking. This is black. Is it a black tank? I think it's another black carbon tank. Black carbons are really popular, and not a lot of people keep it, but they're really cool. At least I enjoy it. Anyway, nothing fancy about this tank. Just some subwater tanks, some floating floaters, Amazon frogbit to be exact, and some foxtail. Almost looks like hornwort, but it's not. Anyway, next tank we have. These are some red tigers. I fed these guys, so they'll come out, and you can see a few. I only started with 10, and haven't seen any kind of breeding yet. They're still young, obviously. They need to be a little bigger. I think this is the right size. A little bigger than that. Initially started with 11. I think all of them are alive, and I have some rabbit snails in here, and blue ram's horn. Nothing crazy. Alright, next tank is Choco tank. Now these guys are kind of hard to breed because the variations that through is kind of hard to keep. Most of the Chocos, you can see this one is a nice one. Oh, where'd it go? It's a nice Choco color, but there's also quite a few that are like dark. But if you shine a light, then you will see that they're actually like chocolate color. But it's kind of hard with the lights we have. Probably either add one more yellow light will help. Oh yeah, for those who doesn't know, we do our own LEDs. Kind of see, we did all the LEDs, and this one has the 2 white strip and 1 yellow in the middle. It's just all the way across. Has been the most cheapest and effective way for us to light all our tanks, and it grows plants. It grows plants really well. On to the next tank. This is just a cherry tank. Nothing to see really. I see some dead ones. This tank has been crashing, just having issues. Haven't really done anything to it. Probably just change out of the shrimp, or change the tank around and see what we can do with it. I don't know if I should show you guys this, but I'll show you since I'm here. This is a orange. This is a gold cockatoos pistogramma. Look at the females, gorgeous. But funny, this is still not my favorite. My favorite one is the tank right next to it. I'll show you real quick. But yeah, there's nothing else. We're trying to get them to breed. Haven't seen. I know I've seen her lay eggs once, but no babies yet. So that's that. And this tank is these guys. I love this one. This is a Pistogramma Pandora female. I mean, I'm in love with these guys. Eventually, though, she got spooked. Eventually, I will try to keep a group of these guys and breed. I mean, I just love the females. They're just so gorgeous. I think this one has eggs. She just wouldn't. She's always in the cave. You just saw she just went in the cave. I think the only time they keep doing that if they have babies. So that's that. And if you look at the bottom, one of my shrimp died, so I just was feeding her that. Her color just came back on. I mean, you can see how beautiful that is. Just gorgeous. You know, most of the pistos, the males are the pretty one, but in this case, the females are just amazing. I'm in love. Okay, I'm in love. There is very few times I talk about fish, and this is one time. Yep. There's another pisto on the side, so that's why she's chasing the pisto, and that's a good thing. It actually makes them better parents if they can see other fish. I even have Daniel, so if they get aggressive with each other, they can chase Daniels around. You can see a little bit of his fins is missing. So yeah, he's getting chased around all right. On the tank next to, these are Trifasciata lineage, if I'm not mistaken. Excuse me if I butchered the name. They're Ethura, if I'm not mistaken. This one also has a high dorsal like the Trifasciata one. So I mean, I like the males. Hopefully they'll breed. The female is kind of young though. You can kind of see she has no color whatsoever. I don't know if she's gonna have any color. Hopefully they'll breed. You know, we'll see what happens. The tank next to is just an Endler tank. We have red chili, regular Endlers, and some albino cory cats that we raised. My brother raised. And there, that's it. Nothing fancy. Now let's take you to the top. Back hurts, sitting down. Probably will appreciate this. This is some mixed shrimp in here. I have some black pandas and black King Kongs. These are beautiful shrimp. I mean, really beautiful. Really pretty. I can show you better. Yeah. And nothing in this tank. Nothing much. Just some cholla wood, moss, and some Miracruton, right? That's how you say it. I hope that's how you say it. So excuse me if I butcher the names. And that's it. Sponge filter. You don't need fancy gear to keep shrimp. Just keep it as simple as you can. And obviously the buffer substrate for the Cardinas. Those who are not aware, these are softwater shrimp. The ones I showed you earlier, they were Neo Cardinas. These are Cardina species. The Cardinas like a little more softer water. And the easiest way to keep the water soft is using buffer substrate. Now to the next tank. These are some SS crystal resin here and some super crystals. And super crystals are one of my favorite. I do like the high grade crystals, but the super ones, I mean, just look at these guys. Who wouldn't want them, okay? Who wouldn't want them? Excuse my shaky camera work. Now these guys do need a little bit of work. That's why I have them. You can see in here. Alright, what are they eating? Poop? Stop eating poop. Okay, stop. So I just fed these guys, so that's why they're all out and about. Oh yeah, if you're looking in the back, that's actually a bamboo leaf. I said bamboo, banana leaf, I'm sorry. We use banana leaf, an almond leaf, and guava leaves. Those all decay really, not all, the banana really decays really fast, so it gives them a good food, because I know sometimes in the almond leaf can take a while for it to decay. And you know, with shrimp, they're always grazing, so they need food in the tank. If you've been keeping shrimp for a long time, you know there is a food called snowflake, which is basically what is it? Soybean hull. That's great because as it decays, it grows bacteria on it. It grows bacteria on it that the shrimp like. But at the same time, you know, it doesn't decay your food. It doesn't foul your water, so you can have a decent amount in there. That's one of the food that I keep, but I don't have it in any of the tanks, sadly. But at home, I do it, and I try not to feed my shrimp as much because overfeeding has been an issue with the shrimp tank. It seems the pest can take over. Anyway, into the next tank. The next tank we have here is Tangerine Tiger, and I put some crystals in here. Hold on a second. Alright. Hurting myself. I'm hurting myself. This tank is kind of high, so I have to get on top of something to show you guys. Let me show you this tank too, to get a better look. And I did hurt myself. Ow. These are Tangerine Tigers. Probably one of the softwater shrimp. Most of the time, tigers, you're supposed to keep them in higher pH. Higher than obviously crystal reds, but you can mix these guys. These are the only one that I know actually prefer softer water, and these guys are doing great. Even though I lost a few, it's gonna take about a week for them to get adjusted. I just came in like a few days ago. They're all over the place, and I didn't feed these guys because they weren't doing so good. So I'm just gonna not feed them and just keep it that way. It's not much in the tank, just kind of empty. And to the next tank. Just a crystal tank, nothing else. I mean, you can see this tank, just a bunch of moss, floating plants, basic sponge filter, cholla wood, some floating plants. What is that? Not floating plants. Narrowleaf java fern. And yeah, this is the only tank I have some big crystal reds. Most of the ones I have are kind of small, so that's always good. And now I think that's it for all the tanks in the back. No, it's not. These three tanks I'm using Fluval Stratum, and they're still cycling, so there's nothing in there. More cherries. You can see the color on these guys are just phenomenal. Like, just look at them. Bright, beautiful red. Why can't I focus? There we go. Just beautiful, beautiful color on these guys. So this is what I meant. If you want to keep cherries, keep them in a darker substrate. The color you will see is probably amazing. This is probably mat. This is just a mat of Subwasser Tang, and I think it's a pregnant female over there. Is it pregnant? No, it just looks like pregnant. And this tank is just some cherries in here, some guppy fries I need to take out. This tank hasn't been doing so hot. I still feel that's in here and there. Maybe they're having some molting issues. I don't know. I have no clue what's going on. Probably just getting used to the water, I guess. I didn't even think of. On to the next tank. This tank is supposed to be blue jelly. Oh, it's a pregnant big mama right there. And I have some random Carbon Riley. Is that carbon? I don't even know what to call it. These are blue jellies. Supposed to be blue jellies. Hopefully these are blue jellies. Or blue velvets. I don't know. I'm not an expert. Anyway, there's just a bunch of moss in here. I mean, this tank is full of moss. I can't even see how they're doing most of the time unless I come to the tank. The next tank, I have some snowballs. These guys are actually pretty cool. I mean, these guys, if you put them in a white substrate, you will never ever see them. This is what I meant. Depending on what kind of shrimp you keep, you have to make sure you get the right substrate, or else you won't see your shrimp. So I have quite a few in here. I don't know how many. I won't even try to count. But these guys look pretty awesome from what you see. They do look pretty cool on dark substrate, and I love them, but need to grow bigger so they can breed. And just give them some time, I guess, you know. I think that's all the update. I can't speak. Sorry, guys. I just ate, so I'm kind of full right now, so I feel like taking a nap. Anyway, this is all the update in the back for now. I will try to do an update for the front. I mean, if I show you, it's just gonna be your shrimp tank only. I'm gonna do an update in the future of the whole shop and you know how it looks like. But for now, this is what I'm gonna show you guys. Whoops! I'm hurting myself. Almost hurt myself. I'll show you a few things around. Some discus, some angels, mud guppies, some longfin plecos. These are what I breed at home, L144s, and some panda guppies. That's it, guys. If you like what we're doing, give us a like and subscribe. There's more to come. There's more to come if I figure out what kind of cameras I want to use, or what kind of camera. Suck, okay? I'm recording this from my phone, so hopefully the quality isn't as bad. And hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys enjoy what I'm doing here. I'll try to be consistent, but I'm just busy all the time, so I don't have that much time. Just give us a like and subscribe, I guess. Until the next video, guys, take care and keep on shrimping.